Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for joining us today on our Wednesday live stream. You know, today is just one of those days that you really want to live in Pagosa Springs. It's just so beautiful. It's one of those gorgeous picture postcard days. So everybody get out there and enjoy the after effects of the snow we've just had. Excuse me. Thank you for joining our show today. I have a couple, of course, of COVID/business information updates for you. The first, as always, is money. So we have two programs that we want to remind you of, and one of them is the Small Business Relief Grant that is being held through Archuleta County. Now, we did find that we did get funded, and we got funded quite a significant amount of money. So we want to make sure we spend as much of that as we possibly can. If you are a restaurant, a food cart, a food truck, a caterer, if you're also in the business of one of our gyms or fitness centers, and of course our one theater, you can apply for this money. Now, the caveat, of course, is you have to show a loss of revenue, and so gross revenue. So if you can't do that, unfortunately, it's a state mandated program, so you do have to fit within that parameter. But if you show a percentage in loss, please apply. You can get that information on the Chamber's website, pagosachamber.com. If you go to our COVID graphic under Chamber and Community News, click on the Learn More button. There is a list of programs that are available, and that is one of them. And again, it's the Small Business Relief Grant. Now, grant being the operative word, which means it's grant money. You do not have to pay it back. So businesses with gross revenues of under $500,000 can qualify for up to $3,500. Those under $1 million in sales can qualify for $5,000 or up to $2.5 million for $7,000. Again, not as big as PPP and some of the other loan programs out there, but you know, we really want to make sure it could be a rental payment, it could be a mortgage payment, it could be payroll, it could be something. So please, folks, don't leave that money on the table. Make sure that you apply for that money. As I always like to say, the answer's always no unless you ask. So ask and try and get that money. The other thing that I want to let everybody know is obviously the Paycheck Protection Program or the PPP, what we call 2.0, because it's the second round of funding, is open. Now, there are two sets of qualifications for first-time applications and those that have applied before. And there are some different criteria. Next Monday, February 1st at 10 a.m. in the morning, thanks to our sponsors at First Southwest Bank, we will be having a PPP 2.0 little webinar. It's going to be short. It'll probably be no more than an hour, but there'll be plenty of time for you to ask questions that relate to your business. And if can you apply? And so even since January 19th, there's been some changes in the PPP unveiling of this funding mechanism. So some things have changed. So if you've got an account, if you're an accountant out there or a bookkeeper, or you do your own, or you're thinking about it, or you applied the first time, but you don't know if you can do it the second time, please join us in this webinar. There will be Sherry Wayner with First Southwest Bank, as well as the SBA will be our hosts on that. So we are really excited to be hosting that event. Again, that is next Monday, February 1st at 10 a.m. in the morning. You do need to go to the Chamber website, which is on the screen, pagosachamber.org, and just register. It is free, so just go in there. We just need to kind of know about how many people will be attending. So if you could do that, we'd really appreciate it. So remember, two big programs that are out there that can help you through, again, with some more financial assistance. The other date that we want you to mark on your calendars is February 18th at 8:30 in the morning. So from 8:30 until 10, This will be the Chamber's annual meeting. It is very different this year, and we are really excited about the program. I was really putting on the brakes because I wanted to have an in-person meeting, but that just didn't happen. But now that we're here and we're doing this virtual meeting, I have to tell you, I'm pretty excited about it. First and foremost, we have Elizabeth Garner, who is a state demographer, and she will be one of our guest speakers. Anytime you mention Elizabeth's name, everybody's eyes always light up, because I don't think I've ever been around someone who puts data forth with it's so interesting, and she makes it so relevant to your community and your business. So she will be one of our guest speakers. The other one will be Laura Lewis Marchino, who is the Executive Director of Region 9 Economic Development. Again, another incredibly talented woman who just has a great amount of information. And this information will be related to Southwest Colorado and Archuleta County. So we have two great guest speakers. Then we will be breaking out into breakout sessions. So there are 4 topics that we will be breaking out into: housing, workforce, community infrastructure, as well as broadband. You can attend 2 of those 4 breakout sessions. There's going to be time in the breakout where people will be updating on what's happening in each of those sectors, as well as then there'll be time for questions and answers. And that's what we're trying to do. We're here to listen to you, our businesses. What are still your concerns, and what can we really work on this next year? Again, it's free, but you will need to register, and we'll be opening up that registration right at the beginning of February. So it's really fabulous. If you are interested also in being one of our sponsors for any part of that program, please contact Rick at the Chamber, and we'll be happy to talk to you about a sponsorship opportunity. Okay, enough about us right now. Let's talk a little bit more about the community as a whole. And I am really excited to bring on today as my guest Cindy Shultz, who is the assistant planner at the town of Pagosa Springs. And Cindy, I just want to say, I think this mechanism that the town has brought on is just an amazing method of communication. And now everybody's going to say, what is that? So Cindy, can you tell us about, welcome first and foremost, and can you tell us about MyPagosa?
Awesome. I would love to, Mary Jo. Thank you so much for having me on today, and good afternoon, everyone. So as Mary Jo mentioned, yes, the town of Pagosa Springs has launched a public engagement platform, and it's called mypagosa.org, and you can go out there and visit and see the programs that we have up there for public comments. We have surveys on there. Right now we have 2 projects. We've only launched 2 projects for the time being, but we also have a place marker on there now for the Land Use Development Code update, which we'll be launching in the next couple of weeks, so watch for that. The projects that we have up there right now are the Public Arts Plan, which is fantastic. It's one of my personal favorites, and Mary Jo's as well. It's a public plan. We would like to know where you'd like to see public art, what types of public art you'd like to see more of, give some input on if you like art by students, or if you like more professional art, what you think we need in terms of art around the community. We'd like to adopt this public arts plan sometime this spring this year. And then between myself, I'm the liaison for the town, and the arts initiative, we'll start implementing some of those strategies. And the town has opted to fund public arts $20,000 this year. So I think that's fantastic. The other project, yeah, it is really fabulous. It's fantastic, and it's a great opportunity for Pagosa to continue making our mark as who we are as Pagosa. It's a great way to express ourselves as a community. The other project we have up there right now is the Yamaguchi South project. It's the planning project for additional recreation facilities. So it's the former lagoon site. It's south of the existing Yamaguchi Park. We'd like to know what kind of facilities people would like there, whether it be, we've got a lot of support for pickleball right now, and we know that that's a good thing. My personal favorite is a dog park, because I have 2 dogs and they kind of run my life. run my life, not ruin my life, run my life. But, you know, what other facilities do we need? What do people want to see? More walking trails, a running track, any of that type of thing. There's a survey out there for folks as well to fill out. There's quick polls, there's maps, there's images, there's a little drone footage with that as well. So it's got some great ways for people to engage. I love this site because, as I always tell people, the more that we have that people can interact with the town from their house, in their pajamas, with a glass of wine at midnight, whatever the scenario may be, with their dog in their lap or no dog, they can do these things from their phone, from their tablet, from their laptop at any time. So it's a great way for busy people, people who have schedules that don't allow for them to participate in planning meetings or town council meetings or any of the other meetings that we have during the day or during work hours. So it's a great way to engage people. We really want to hear what people have to say. As I mentioned, the next project that we'll be launching will be our land use development code update. We expect this to take about a full year. We're using a professional consultant on this, Logan Simpson. They're based in Fort Collins, and they've done some fantastic work with us so far. But we'll be launching different phases of that as well as sort of subtopics. So Mary Jo mentioned, and awesome on the annual meeting. I'm really excited about that because housing, workforce housing in particular, all housing, but workforce housing in particular is a struggle for every community, and Pagosa is no different from anyone else. Right. And that is something people really want to weigh in on. They really want council to hear what they have to say, and that's something that the town is very interested in. It's a challenge. It's tough. We need money. We need land. And what kind of policies do we need to have around here? You know, it's a lot of challenges.
It certainly came up last year as one of our business community's major concerns. Therefore, it becomes a major initiative for the Chamber of Commerce. If we can move the dime, or if we can even help coordinate all the different organizations that are out there working on different projects and move housing forward in some degree. And certainly there are projects in the works right now. That's our goal. So yes, Cindy, similar to the mypagosa.org, our annual meeting is intended to be just really interactive. We want this opportunity to hear, nobody wants to really fill out another survey. So we thought, okay, well, come online and let's hear from you. And so the sessions will be recorded. And of course, the town will be included in that, and community infrastructure as well, as will the county. So we just, we're so excited and thrilled to have that collaboration with the town of Pagosa Springs. So
yeah, and that's really good.
Cindy, can you give us a little background? How did the interactive website come up? I mean, why launch this site?
One of the goals that town council has had for some time is community communications, and they've just hired a communications firm to really talk about messaging and to help us sort of focus our messaging and be more coherent about our messaging. That's just not our expertise. So we are working with them. And then we also, when we were going through the interview process with the land use development code consultants, a lot of them were mentioning these platforms being the table. Ours is being the table. There are other platforms. There's like a Civic Works, there's Public Works, there's different platforms that help people to engage, and particularly with 2020, as everything went virtual, and participation sort of waned, but other people were participating. It became really important for us to use another platform that's not Facebook, that's not our website, that's a third-party entity to help facilitate this public engagement. And it's user-friendly, it's easy to navigate, we're big fans of big pictures. I mean, we want to see photographs and images and help explain things in that way rather than just in words. So what
if I have a question or a concern in the community as a whole, and it's not related to any of these two projects? Can I use this site to ask a question or voice a concern?
Absolutely. You can contact us through that site. You can contact us through the site. You can sign up to be informed of any of the projects that happen or any updates to that site. You can also follow the individual projects. They're all sort of separate. So you can follow just the Arts Plan project, or you can sign up to follow the Yamaguchi South project. You can do either way. Our contact information is on there. Our pictures are up there. That was really exciting too, because the town's website, we don't have any pictures. We have our names up there and everybody kind of knows who we are. But I think there's a lot of people who don't know what we look like. This is what I look like. And so it's also a more friendly way to interface with the community, because I've talked to a lot of folks, and there might even be people in Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, New York, who don't really get to interact with us. This is a way for them to see us and see that we are really people too.
Great, great. Well,
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Everybody, I registered, but now I have to go really read everything. So, but I did register the other day, so I'm all excited. So go online, folks, to mypagosa.org and make sure that you register and find out what's going on in the community and weigh in on some of the projects that are out there. So again, thank you, Cindy, so much for being on our show today. And we hope that you guys get even more people engaging in the website and on the efforts that the town has been working on. So thank you so much. All right, folks, that's about it for our show this week. Again, a lot of important things. Don't forget, don't leave money on the table. Please get out there. If you have any questions, as always, about the grant or any of the financial programs that are out there, there are a lot of resources for you, and we're happy to put you in contact with not only our services, but those of the SBDC or Region 9 or the SBA or a particular banking or financial institution. So know that that is out there, and we're here to help you. Lots of information on our website, so please make use of it and make use of us so that we can help you in any way we can. Thank you again. Enjoy the week. Enjoy this cold but absolutely gorgeous weather. We are so thrilled for the moisture and the snow, and everybody have a great week ahead of you. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next Wednesday.